Hi, welcome to Dave's Corner of the World. Have a great day. Who's Dave? Well, I'll tell you my whole life story here in just a few minutes. There'll be some videos here and there. Some of the stuff won't have videos, but we're going to go through it real quick. My birthday is May 17th, 1951. I guess I'll start when I'm 5 days old. I was adopted. It's great for me. It really, truly is. Because my mom and dad, the people who I call my mom and dad, they chose me. They said, yes, we want that little boy. That means a lot to me. It has always meant a lot to me. I'm very grateful. They're both gone now. But I'm very grateful to those people who chose me as their son. Next up, I was 8 years old. My birthday on my 8th birthday. My mother took me to a roller skating rink for the first time. I've roller skated all my life. As a matter of fact, the last time I roller skated was last February, and by gollies, I think I'm going to go back to Alamogordo. That's where I call home. Have a little roller skating rink there. It's not really a very good one, but it gets the job done. I'm going to, I think I'm going to go roller skating here in the next few weeks. I've always loved it. It's a lot of fun. When I was 17 years old, I asked my dad if I could get a motorcycle, just a little one. I was looking at a Bridgestone 50cc. He says, well, I don't really think you need one. I said, well, no, I don't, but I'll pay for it, and I'll put gas in it, and I would like to have it. So he finally said, well, okay, it'll just be a fad anyway. Well, that was a long, long time ago, and now I've got over 250,000 miles ridden on motorcycles. I've had one almost all my life ever since that time. There was a while I didn't have one. I had a Harley stolen from me once, and I couldn't bear to talk about motorcycles or look at them or anything else for a long time, and finally got another Harley, so I'm happy. In 1969, I graduated from high school from a little town in central Missouri. Graduating class was a graduating class of 23. So I can honestly say I graduated within the top 25 of my class. But of those 23, I'm not going to tell you where I graduated. Right after high school, I went to Kansas City and went to electronics school. It was a 95-week course. I graduated, I'm really not sure how, but I did. I've always enjoyed electricity, electronics, anything in that area. 1977, my daughter was born in Kansas City. It's the only child I've got, and I'm very proud of her. By then, I had already worked as a welder and worked in a print shop, done several things. A couple years later, in 1979, I moved out to close to Seattle. Worked in a sawmill. That's where I met my best friend and mentor. His name was Les. He was 20 years older than I am, and I lost him less than a year ago. 1984 or 1983, somewhere right in that area, I touched my first computer. I might tell you about that in a video one day. I don't have any video evidence of it, but I might share that experience with you. It's quite comical. Several years later, in 1991, I bought the pieces to make a print shop. I did that for a few years. Did okay with it. Went back to welding for a while. By that time, I was back in Kansas City, Missouri again. And then, right after that, I went back out to Seattle again. 2002, I started video business. It was a business that videoed horse shows. We videoed horse shows in the Pacific Northwest, in Washington, Oregon, Idaho. We did quite well. We moved back to Lexington, Kentucky area. By then we was already living in a motorhome full time. We needed to live in a motorhome simply because we went from week to week to week, from horse show to horse show to horse show, and most of the time they were in state fairgrounds. Not following the state fairs around, but going to the state fairgrounds. That's where the biggest and the best and the nicest horse shows were, so we could make a little bit better money. Then in 1913, I'm sorry, I'm not that old. In 2013, in October, I retired from videoing horses. No, I really didn't retire. And I thought I'd retired from videoing horse shows. In June of 2017, the company called me up and it said, "Hey, we know you're a good shooter. Why don't you shoot for us?" I go, "Well, okay." So, fired up the motorhome, took out, followed them around all summer long. Was going to go back to work for them again this spring in 2018. Well, it turned out that they didn't last in the United States. They were from another country. I don't know what happened, but they didn't last. So I was back retired again. And then about, probably 2 months ago now, another horse show video company picked me up, called me and said, "Hey, we want you to do U.S. Nationals in Tulsa, Oklahoma." I was in Alamogordo, New Mexico, and the distance there is 791 miles. I know I've driven it 2 or 3 times. I said, "Okay." That's a really big show. It's a U.S. National Arabian and half Arabian horse show. Real big show, real nice show. Lots of people there, lots of people I've known for years and years and years. So I was real happy to go do it, and I had a blast. I really did. I'm on my way home now from there. October 31st, I think. Be back in Alamogordo, New Mexico tomorrow afternoon sometime. That's kind of my life in a nutshell. From time to time I'll throw out videos on different segments of my life. Some of them I will, some of them I won't. Some of them I might talk about different times. I want to close with this one thing. Somebody asked me about 4 months ago. They didn't ask me. They made a comment, and I'm sure you've heard it many, many times. They said, "I don't have anything to complain about." You've heard that. People are usually just joking when they say that. And you know what? I thought about that. I stood right there and I thought about it. There was a young lady on the other side of a counter at a Dollar General store or something, I don't know. And I thought about it. There wasn't anybody behind me. I thought about it and I said, "You know something? I don't have anything to complain about." She looked at me and I said, "My Social Security does not cover my necessities. It misses my necessities by about $85 to $90 a month. But I've got a perfect job. I work and live in the KOA Alamogordo campground. I have for almost 5 years now. Well, I've lived there for 5 years. I've worked for them for about 4.5. And I've got the perfect job. I'm a maintenance guy there. I don't have any set hours. When I work, I get a fair wage. I work when I'm needed. I don't just stand around wasting time and wasting the owner's money. All I need is about $350 a month plus my RV rent to satisfy my needs. I don't have anything to complain about. I don't know of too many people that can say that. See you next time.